Alma this weekend is traveling to Albion. Both of these teams are coming off of a bye week. Alma playing right now, maybe one of the best, if not the best team in the MIAA. Going into a bye week, they were absolutely fantastic the last couple of games. You also have Albion as well, struggling a little bit this year at 2-3. Last couple weeks weren't really as great as they have been. This truly hasn't been the season that they've wanted, especially coming off of two straight losses going into the bye against Trine and then against Adrian. So this is really a good timing for Albion to kind of get things set going up against a team like Alma that is undefeated right now in conference play. Looks like they're really on the way to possibly an MIAA championship. Kind of depends on how these last couple of weeks go in the MIAA play, but two teams going in with different type of momentum. You have Alma playing with a ton of momentum, ton of confidence. You have Albion looking for a big win this year, and it could truly possibly be this game, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. Like I said at the beginning, I think Alma is playing probably the best football, or at least one of the best brands of football in the MIAA. I think they're right up with Hope. I think you also have to say Adrian as well as playing that type of brand of football. They're an offense that likes to get started. They're an offense that likes to get going. And that's truly a lot of the conversation I've had is just about this Alma offense being led by Carter St. John, having a wide receiver like Sam Couch that has been great this year, having a wide receiver as well, and Zach Poff having a pretty good year, Braddock Miller having a pretty good year. You also have a tight end in Miles Haggard that has had a pretty decent year as well. More of a blocker, but he also catches the ball as well. Eddie Williams has been the main guy running the ball for this team outside of Carter St. John using his legs a little bit. But one part of this team that I haven't talked enough about and really want to talk a lot about them in this preview is because I think they're going to play a huge factor in this one, because we've seen Albion be able to put up points this year. They're averaging 26 points a game. Now they only put up 7 points against Adrian. Adrian is really good defensively. They like to fly around, and that's exactly what this Alma defense likes to do. This Alma defense just plays extremely hard, and it truly starts out with their two top guys. You have Jet King, who's just been an absolute baller this year for them. 35 tackles on the year, 1 sack, 1.5 tackles for a loss. No interceptions, obviously, but he's a linebacker. He's going to be a guy that's going to really play a really pivotal point of this Alma defense. But it's not just him. Ryan Kugelman has been huge for this team as well. He has 27 tackles on the year, no sacks, but it's going to be those two guys. But then there's other key contributors like Preston Marlatt, Jack Anderson. You also have Brock Boudre. There's multiple guys on this defense that likes to fly around, that likes to hit. I feel like that is really the biggest difference in this game. It's just the defense that Alma has compared to the defense that Albion has. Albion has given up about 30 points a game when it comes to MIAA play, when it comes to just the overall season. When you're going up against an offense like Alma, it's going to be a tall task. They have a ton of players that can make huge plays. They have a ton of players that they can rely on. And when you're going up against them and have struggled defensively at times, this is a big reason why I think Alma is going to win this game, is because I think Alma has a little bit too much offensively in this game for Albion to handle. Now, they have been decent at stopping the run. They still need to work on the pass. But even when you have been decent against the run, this Alma team offensively not only can run the ball, but they can pass the ball. They're pretty well balanced. They can do both things. So it's truly going to be about what way Alma wants to attack this Albion defense. And if they do attack successfully and they can get both the run and pass game going, I do think that's going to be a little bit too much for this Albion team, even though it's at Albion. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about Albion's offense because they've been able to put up 26 points a game. It's a lot of it through the air, though. This team averages almost 200 yards through the air. They're still pretty decent at the run as well, 140 yards on the year, and the running ball is going to be Alex Trudel. He's going to be the main guy. He's kind of been the main guy for Albion this year. So it's going to truly be about what can Alma do to sap Alex Trudel. If they can sap him running the ball and put pressure on Albion throwing the ball, that's really going to obviously play a key factor and really be a real possibility that this Alma team wins. And it's truly about what can Eli Murray do at the quarterback position. He has 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Teams have been able to get to him, have been able to force mistakes. When you're going up against a team like Alma with as much talent, receiving votes, in my opinion, should probably be a top 25 team, you're really going to have to play perfect football for the most part. And unfortunately, the quarterback position for Albion has not been able to do that this year. Now, they have been okay, but it's about playing good, meaningful, safe, non-turning the ball over type football. It's about taking care of the football. And if Albion can do that, they can make it a little bit interesting. They do have some playmakers on the outside. You have Cameron Moore, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. You also have Jalen Johnson as well. You have Dylan Dennison as well. Alex Trudel continues to also be a name to watch out for catching the ball as well. He not only runs the ball, but he's had shown capabilities of getting the ball out of the backfield as well. So that's going to be a couple of guys to really kind of keep an eye on for. But in this game, in my prediction, I have Alma winning this game. I think they continue the momentum that they've had. I think this Alma offense is just going to be a little bit too much, and I think this Alma defense is playing extremely fast, playing extremely hard. This is a defense that doesn't get enough credit, and they typically and should be deserving of that credit because they've been able to affect games. And I think if Albion continues to keep the way of making mistakes in games, I think it's going to be a difficult road for Albion to win this game. But because of that, I think it's going to be an Alma win on the road. I think they're going to stay undefeated in conference play, and they're going to continue to work their way up to receiving votes, maybe eventually getting into the top 25 in Division 3 when it comes to the rankings. But let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? I just think that Alma has a little bit too much. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe as well to the YouTube page. I'll definitely recap this game after it happens. But I think defensively, you really have to keep an eye on for Jet King, Ryan Kugelman. And I think offensively, when you have the type of quarterback and the wide receivers and have a running back like Eddie Williams, I think they're going to be able to put up points. And we've seen teams put up points against this Albion team. I think Alma is going to do the exact same thing. And I think it might be a pretty similar game to Albion versus Adrian, maybe a little bit wider of a margin than that. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, I'll definitely recap this game. I'll talk about exactly what happened. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, I'll talk all about it. But good luck to both of these teams.